Hi YouTube, welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name's Michael. So spring's finally arrived in Canada and it's time to take out the Honda Pioneer 500 for its first trip. I've got the whole thing loaded up with all my camping gear. It's going to be an overnight UTV adventure. So we're going to head off back into the hills. I've got a full tank of gas, everything I need. Brought my hammock to sleep in, got Esme with me, and it's just a glorious day. A little bit windy and quite wet in places, so I think we may need the winch at some point. But I'm very excited to be out. It feels great to finally see the back end of the snow, even though there's a few patches here and there, but it's going to be a good trip. So if you'd like to come along and see what we get up to in our adventure, you're more than welcome. So I've been crossing this bridge for many years now, expecting every year it's not going to be here, and I'll show you why. So if you're wondering what all the noise was about, that. Oh, we just got caked in mud. Front wheel span up a big splodge of mud, and it's not cool. Gonna have to find a river and wash that off. Onwards. So what a glorious day. Temperature's up to about 19 degrees Celsius. A little bit windy, the ground is still very wet, and there's still some patches of snow just out in the bush, but not many. It'll be gone this weekend for sure. Does mean there's a lot of water around, and you saw we already got kind of caught in that pocket of water. There's lots of those around. Some of them you can get around, some of them you can't. This is why I think the diff lock would be much better, But even better than a diff lock is a good winch. So it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we're still driving around. We've come way back in the bush now, so right off the beaten track. I'll just keep going until I find something I think that I'll like. I do get cell coverage in certain pockets out here, so it'd be nice to have both. I like having cell service if I'm camping alone, because it's going to be a long walk out if something happens to my machine, and I want to make sure that people don't worry and panic. Bugs are out too, because obviously the temperatures come up, and I didn't bring a bug net for my hammock, so that will be interesting. I don't think it'll be a problem. I think Esme's having a good time. She's actually under the machine. Where is she? Yeah, she's trying to stay out the sun because it's a little bit warm. She got so wet earlier. She loves to kind of put her paws on my leg as we drive. So I guess we both shared that particular damp prospect. Are you swimming? You get to swim? Go on, Les. Where are you going? So just noticed this at the side of the Honda. Some pretty large moose droppings. A couple of days old, I think. As you can see, the river's pretty high. So we've arrived. It's about 4 o'clock now, so we've been driving around for 4 or 5 hours, more towards the 5 hours. We ended up coming back to where the river is, and this is close to where I do my winter camping. So I wasn't planning on staying here. But I think I will, because Esme loves the river and it's pretty easy. She can go for a nice swim later on, and we can head down there in the morning as well. And I've also got my wood stash, so I guess I'm being a little bit lazy. It's beautiful. It's completely transformed, obviously, and I'll show you around. It's just, yeah, beautiful spot. So I've got a few things to unload, and I've got my hammock to set up, which shouldn't take me any time at all. But let me show you where we had the snow tracker tent. So this is that open field where we had the snow tracker, and you can see that's some ashes that I left out from my stove that's melted through. Now the snow's gone. They'll be there, so I'll probably scoop those up and reuse them. And This is that little treed area. There's the Honda, that'll sit nicely there, out of the way. It's my little seat. That's where I normally have my fire. And there's my wood stash. So I'll probably hook up between these two trees. And that'll be very comfortable. Let's get on with that now. So all I have is this kind of fleecy thing, and then Esme's blanket will go in there. We're all set. Yeah, I love these LL Bean things. I think they're like $30, I think, when I bought this a long time ago. Just a single zip, it's like a square piece, just to keep the wind off. And we're all set. That was pretty painful to make, but Esme's got her piece of chicken. I've got my bowl of chicken and potatoes and onions. That's pretty good. I've lost my bail handle. Maybe it fell off when the pot tipped over, but I'm not too worried. It'll turn up eventually. You don't want your chicken? What's this? Too hot? It's chicken. It's your favourite. What? Is it too hot? Mm. That's pretty good. No. So good morning. Not a great sleep. Actually, it's quite terrible. I was cold all night. Thankfully, Esme is like a small nuclear reactor, and with her blanket in parts of the hammock was actually quite reasonable. But I was cold. Yeah. Never good. Should have brought my big sleeping bag. I'm Denard. I'm bringing it. I thought it'd be fine. However, waking up in the bush is quite the privilege, and we've seen the squirrels and the birds, and lit the fire this morning. So we'll be packing up pretty soon, but it's still nice from the hammock. I'm going to put some coffee on pretty soon, but yeah, not a good night. So still too cold to actually do it this way. Come on, Es. Up. Come on. Up. Come on, up. So this should be pretty nice for me to sit and watch the sunset. The sun actually sets over in that field. That's kind of nice. I think the wood ants have actually got to this before me, so I have a few bum bites if I sit here too long. Well, it's about time for me to start getting packed up and moving on. Very reluctant this weekend. It's actually very nice to be here. But it's about a 2.5 hour drive back home, and I've got to clean all the equipment, put it all to bed, so that's going to take me a few hours as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.